What's up, Jane?
Hi, Dr. John.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm really nervous.
I'm
but
nervous
I'm
too.
doing Good.
We'll be nervous together. What's up?
My question is about, am I responsible for anybody else's depression, specifically my ex-husband?
Tell me more about that.
So he was military for 17 years. We married very young at 21. I joined him. We married mostly because he went into the military. The first 2 years were really good, and then he was in a really high-level secret job at the military, and he just started going inward, and his depression started getting higher. I know he's always dealt with depression, and I was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of that. And then, I don't know, our marriage started crumbling, and at one point he told me he had to increase his depression medication because our relationship is so awful. And
Jane, is that true?
Yeah.
No. I know he said that. I'm asking you, is that true?
Our relationship was bad. I don't think
Jane,
I was.
Is that true?
No.
No. You've known this man since he was a kid. Since before he was allowed to drink beer. And he's wrestled with these demons for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And I say it all the time, secrets will kill you. And his job became keeping some of the hardest secrets to keep on planet Earth. And he was a military guy. And he was brass. And he probably stopped working out as much. And he probably stopped hanging out with buddies that weren't military guys. And he probably got disconnected from you romantically, sexually, like laughingly, right? Just relationally. Got disconnected from his kids. No, that's not true. You didn't make your husband have to increase his depression medication. I'm sorry that was used as a weapon against you. Were you mean to him?
No, I mean, I know there were times when I was petty just because.
That was also like, no, I mean.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, the only way that I could get attention from him was to be angry.
Okay. You've been lonely a long time, haven't you?
Yes.
How old are your kids?
I have a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old.
How are they doing?
Actually, they're doing really well.
Okay.
This is the first year that they're really doing incredibly well with socially and going between the two houses and just watching them blossom into amazing people.
It's awesome. That means you did a pretty amazing job when they were young keeping things together, huh?
Yeah.
When you were a lonely base mom, enraged and scared, and stuck in a house, and you were not even allowed to talk to your own husband because of national security.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So how's your co-parenting going?
It's okay. He doesn't listen to a word I say, but that's to be expected.
He doesn't what?
He doesn't listen. We try to decide on things that we're going to work on with the kids. If there's something big that we need to work on, and I, for some reason, expect that he's going to work with me, but it's always been his way, so
sure,
always going to be his way.
Okay.
But we get along better as co-parents.
Yeah.
son.
So y'all are doing the best you can. You're acting like adults, which is good.
Yes, we are. Kids
Okay.
come first.
That's amazing. Good for you.
Yeah.
So he's gone and the smoke is cleared and your marriage is nothing. Your life at 40 is nothing like you thought it was going to look.
Yeah.
And objectively, you've got a somewhat adult acting co-parent. Your kids are starting to settle into their new world and they're doing great. Why are you still haunted? Why are you still waking up every day asking yourself, what did you do?
I think because I'm just scared that's going to happen again.
Yeah.
No, my dad walked out also on my mom, and when I was about 12, and so.
And you promised yourself you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw my mom fall apart when my dad walked out.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to do that for my kids, and I keep my parenting skills together, but everything else feels like it's falling apart.
Let's be specific. What do you think's falling apart?
My ability to keep house and keep friendships and things like that.
Okay. Tell me about your friendships.
I have one really good friend who lives in Seattle. No.
That's on the other side of the planet. Like literally. Tell me about some friends you have there in Maryland.
I have one friend I see who's a single male. He's gay, so it's not just no relationship or anything. But we're
so once a week, will you make a coffee date with this guy, and y'all go hang out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Put on the calendar.
Yeah.
And give him the great blessing of saying, "I'm going to start intentionally coming out of my shell, and I need you to be there for me every Wednesday morning at 8:00 after I drop off the knuckleheads."
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Do you have another friend you could invite to this get together? 2 friends, 3 friends?
Yeah, they're just really difficult to pin down.
Okay. If you've got one anchor, then you can have a rotating cadre of weirdos. They'll come when they can come.
Okay.
And I say weirdos, they might be parents, they might be have jobs, they may have whatever, right? I was supposed to have lunch with my buddy the other day, Dr. Conway, and he's one of my closest friends out here. And my show ran late, and I was late, and ended up our lunch got cut. Anyway, life happens. But man, if you have one person that you know is going to be there on time, is going to show up with you, sounds like this guy's awesome.
Yeah. He's a good friend. I've known him since college.
Can you say everything that's going on?
Most of it, yeah.
Nope. You heard me say earlier, secrets will kill you. You watch them do that to your husband. You got to find a place where you can be open and honest.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it revolves around him, I'll be honest.
Revolves around your husband?
No, a lot of our conversation revolves around my friend.
Okay, well, tell him it's time for him to start listening to you. You've put your time. If he's a great friend, you can say, I put my time in. And compound interest, ROI, it's my turn.
Okay.
All right? And listen to me. You've been through hell. The thought of meeting somebody else and not wanting to be alone forever, your body's going to sound every alarm it has. Because its job is not to keep you joyful and happy. Its job is to keep you alive. And so when you feel anxious, when you meet somebody or you talk to somebody or even the thought of somebody, yes, just smile and go, yep, you're trying to take care of me, but I'm doing this, right? Like you just have to let your body know I'm driving. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. And you've kept me safe for a while, but I'm driving. And when it doesn't want to get up and go for a walk in the morning, it just wants to stay in bed, say thank you for trying to take care of me because the world does appear safer under these covers, but I'm going to go for a walk. I'm not fighting my body anymore. I'm going to be curious about it, and I'm going to go do my next thing. Can I tell you something that happened in my driveway? And it's kind of a similar experience. A guy, there's some construction going on down the holler, as they call it, down where I live out in the woods. Somebody bought a huge place, and they're building this big fancy place out there. And one of the concrete guys took a wrong turn and came up all the way up my driveway, but he had a flat tire. And I have a gravel driveway, and he just totally destroyed the driveway going up. And then he had to back this trailer all the way out and just created chaos. And I was out of town. I was at a speaking event. So I called, my wife sent a picture, and she was trying to take the kids to school. The whole thing was just a big mess. She couldn't barely get down the driveway because he had carved it up so wild. And then we've had some crazy rains over the last week or two. So I just reached out to the person who was the project manager at this house and said, hey, man, I need to get the number to this dude. So he came out, he waited 1 week, waited 2 weeks, and then he came out this past Sunday. And he rolls up to my house in his backhoe and or his front loader, and I'm wearing coveralls because I'm doing a bunch of yard work out on the farm. And I greeted him, and the dude got up and was enraged at me. How dare I call the boss? How dare I do this? How dare I do that? And I was looking around like, hey, you're at my house. Like, what are you doing, man? Mm-hmm. And I had this moment where I chose kindness. And I said, sir, my wife's right here. You're not going to talk to us like this. You're not going to talk to me like this in front of her. You tore my driveway, and I just need someone to fix it. And you can read my text messages, man. I was super kind to you. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody screws up. But I need to get this thing taken care of. And he literally exhaled and dropped his shoulders and said, I'm sorry, I'm mad at this other dude. He keeps sending us the wrong address. And and it turned into this compassion, and he gave me a cell number and said, man, I'm going to fix this. And if there's any other problems, you call me. And we shook hands, and he left. And normally, old John would have gotten mad, right? And would have tried to buck up to the dude who drove up on his property. I just chose kindness this time. Mm-hmm. I didn't fight him. I just went around it. And at the end of the day, here's what I wanted. I wanted a driveway that worked for my wife and my kids. And that's what I got now. He did a great job. And for you, what do we want? I want peace in your life. I want you to be able to hang out with your friends. I want you, when you feel overwhelmed, you've got a couple of people you can text. Are you doing okay financially?
I actually have been unemployed for a few months, but I just got a job.
Congratulations. What's the state of your finances? Are you in the hole financially?
I still have savings, luckily.
Okay. I'm going to do you I'm going to hook you up with a couple of things, launching you into this new, the sun's coming up, Jane, okay? But you're going to have to make some choices to move your body. You're going to have to make some choices to have some friends and meet those appointments. You're going to have to make some choices to get up in the morning, okay?
Yeah.
You're going to have to make some choices that when that thought pops into your head about your husband, your ex-husband, you're going to stop and say, he doesn't get a vote. I'm not thinking about him today. And the more you practice that, the more the default setting will begin to arc towards his voice not being in your home anymore because he left and he blamed you out the door. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you play a role in your marriage falling apart? Probably. Was it all your fault? No. Is your husband's decision to take the job that he took and not deal with his challenges your responsibility? No, it's his. Set that brick down and don't ever pick that brick up again. Okay?
Okay.
You promise?
Okay. Yes.
Stop carrying it. And say it out loud. I'm not carrying that. I'm not carrying that.
I'm not carrying it.
No, I'm not carrying it. It's not mine to carry, man.
Anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And then call your buddy. You and him go hang out. Call some other knuckleheaded friends of yours and y'all get together. And just revel in the fact that you held it together for those boys in the years when things got scary. And they're doing great right now. And be grateful that you and your husband, your ex-husband, can be adults and co-parent the best as you possibly can. It's awesome. Okay? Here's what I'm going to hook you up with. I'm going to send you both of my books, and I want you to read both of them, okay?
Okay.
Own Your Past, Change Your Future. It's about what happens when things go sideways and what you can do next, but especially the stories that you tell yourself over and over again, and that's what you're drowning in. And then the next book is Building a Non-Anxious Life, and I want this to be your roadmap for building a home where it feels, when you walk in the door, and a home filled with laughter, and a home filled with teenage boys making fart noises and you making one back, right?
Yeah.
You know, blow your boys' minds. You blow a good one on your arm and shock them back, right? And a job and a life worth having friends. I'm also going to hook you up with. I want you to watch. I work here at Ramsey Solutions. I want you to watch the Financial Peace University courses. It's about handling your money. Okay, you're going to be on your own now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send you the Every Dollar premium app for a year. Okay, and that's going to let you track your money. You got a job now. You stop living off savings. You start tracking your money, taking care of it, and it's going to give you overall peace in your home. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, hang on the line. We're going to hook you up. Jane, I'm proud of you. Proud of you. When you go to war with a lion, you come out and you're scratched up and you're exhausted and you can't move. And the next couple of months, you have to heal and you're sore. And then one day you open one of your eyes and the sun's back up. And then you realize, I got to stand back up. I can't just lay here. And you're doing it. You're standing up. And it feels like everything's coming apart, but it's not. Take it one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. First call, when we get off this phone call, I want you to call your buddy, and you and him are going to start hanging out. You put it on the calendar. And then we're going to start changing everything. So proud of you, Jane.